An inescapable element of a social media age, memes are everywhere. But are they all harmless? What about the ones that employ scripture, especially for political ends? Hi, I'm Rex Rogers, and this is episode number 187 of Discerning What is Best, a podcast applying unchanging biblical principles in a rapidly changing world and a Christian worldview to current issues in everyday life. Meme is a word most of us would not have recognized 10 years ago. Now they're a daily occurrence. The word meme was first coined by British evolutionary biologist Richard Dawkins in his 1976 book, The Selfish Gene. He derived the term from the Greek word mimema, which means that which is imitated. For Dawkins, a meme referred to a unit of cultural transmission or imitation, such as an idea, behavior, style, or practice that spread within a culture. For example, melodies, religious beliefs, catchphrases, or fashion trends. More recently, in the 21st century, internet memes are now understood as visual, textual, or video content that spreads virally online, often through humor, satire, or commentary on societal or cultural phenomena. Visit any social media platform and you'll see images of animals, people, landscapes, you name it, usually along with some printed observation that makes a joke, takes a pot shot at a political rival, celebrates some human event or achievement. The uses of memes are limitless. Now, since this is an audio podcast, I can't put a few memes up on screen for you to see, but I think you understand what I'm talking about. Memes can be funny, serious, insightful, honoring, and honorable, and because we're human beings, memes can also be ill-advised and unwise, offensive, vulgar, mean, pornographic, derogatory, and more. So what about memes? First, there's no thou shalt not meme in the Bible. Memes, of course, did not exist when Scripture was written, but the use of images as such existed, and images are not condemned in Scripture nor considered intrinsically evil, though we are warned not to make graven images or idols out of that which we artistically create. So like anything else we engage in life, memes should be something we consider carefully and about which we use good discernment. In other words, it's possible to use them harmlessly or harmfully, wisely or unwisely. As I said at the top, memes can be funny or make a thoughtful point. I'm not against memes, nor is this some kind of legalistic anti-meme screed. I'm just thinking aloud with you about something that has become a part of contemporary life. Since 2024 was a presidential election year, political memes dominated social media. But I'm not sure 2025 and thereafter will be much different. Biden memes, Harris memes, Trump memes, they're endless. Scripture offers several straightforward comments about Christian involvement in what we call politics. For example, Jesus' words from the Sermon on the Mount, "You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden." Or remind them to be submissive to rulers and authorities, to be obedient, to be ready for every good work. And finally, for freedom, Christ has set us free. Stand firm. Now, these verses, and there are many others, teach us that Christians should care, be involved in politics and government as they deem appropriate, and trust God in all of this. So again, nothing here that suggests Christians who produce memes with political messages are somehow acting improperly. But as I said earlier, it's possible to create memes just like it's possible to speak or write in a manner that is indeed an improper application of Scripture. I confess the memes that make me uncomfortable are those that quote Scripture alongside highly partisan presentations, or ones that use Scripture or biblical imagery alongside candidates as if to bless that person as God's choice for the office. I'm even more uncomfortable with memes that basically offer not Christian but civil religion, memes that wrap the candidate in the Bible and the flag, and worst of all, there are memes that I consider sacrilegious. Now, interestingly, as I was thinking about this topic and did some research in the past week, I found few memes portraying Mr. Biden or Ms. Harris in association with Christian themes or imagery. A few, but very few. Meanwhile, I found almost innumerable such memes portraying Mr. Trump in association with Christian themes or imagery. Now let's pause for a disclaimer. I want to talk about memes that mix or apply Christian themes or imagery alongside given candidates, mostly Mr. Trump, without this being heard as A, me blaming Mr. Trump, or B, me attacking Mr. Trump or his policies. Partisanship and politicking are not my points here. What I want to focus upon is discerning together whether given memes are appropriate or wise. Now, I wish I could show you visuals, but in lieu of this, think of memes this way. Memes I consider uncomfortable, memes I consider civil religion, and memes that, for me at least, are sacrilegious. So memes that make me uncomfortable. Think of memes in which Mr. Trump is being hugged by Jesus, or wherein Jesus is standing with his hand on a seated Mr. Trump's shoulder, or another one depicting Jesus and Mr. Trump walking on water. Uncomfortable? I am. Now, what about civil religion? Think of memes depicting Jesus sitting beside Mr. Trump in a courtroom, or Jesus embracing Mr. Trump in the Oval Office, or standing ethereally behind Mr. Trump, who is seated at the Resolute desk in the Oval Office, with the meme captioned, "Jesus is guiding Trump. Democrats and Satan are trying to stop him." Finally, there are memes I find so offensive and impious, I label them sacrilegious. One meme shows Jesus hanging on the cross in the background and Mr. Trump standing victoriously in front of him. I don't even know what this means. Another meme depicts Mr. Trump as a great image in the sky above a crowd of people while heavenly aura beams out from Mr. Trump's image. I guess this one is attempting to make Mr. Trump a deity. There are memes in which Jesus wears a MAGA hat, memes where Mr. Trump is dressed in a white robe, hands folded in prayer, and a halo glowing around his head. One blasphemous meme depicts a shirtless Mr. Trump wearing a crown of thorns and hanging on a cross alongside a caption, "I drained the swamp. Promises kept. They had me impeached. Jesus wept. Never forget." Then there's the meme that portrays Mr. Trump in a white robe, wearing a crown of thorns with a cross on a wall behind him. Strangely, 4 or 5 Jesus characters stand behind him. Lastly, a profane meme portrays a dark-haired Mr. Trump, presumably to resemble Jesus, with his hand raised like a pope and a caption, "He shall rise again in 2024. Now, I know it's more difficult to follow this on audio than to see these memes in visuals. Just do a search like Trump and Christian memes, or Trump and Jesus memes. Then go into the image pages and you will see some of the memes I've highlighted and more. Draw your own conclusions on whether any of these make you feel uncomfortable or are indeed, from your point of view, sacrilegious, irreverent, or desecration. Again, I'm not saying all memes are bad or wrong or unspiritual. I'm not blaming Mr. Trump for these memes. I'd make the same observation if my image was being propagandized as somehow especially blessed by Jesus. Toward good discernment, remember these points. Scripture should never be equated with partisan politics or a given politician. Memes often misapply Scripture. There's no verse saying do not meme, but if you meme, do so with discernment. If others meme in a way that you find offensive, you can forget it, or give them space to be different a la Christian liberty, or double-check that you're not doing the same thing, like a speck in their eye and a plank in my eye, or approach them personally to share your concern. Blessings to you. Well, we'll see you again soon. This podcast is about discerning what is best. If you find this thought-provoking and helpful, follow us on your favorite podcast platform. Download an episode for your friends. And for more Christian commentary, check my website, REXM as in Martin, it's rexmrogers.com, or check my YouTube channel at Dr. Rex Rogers for more podcasts and video. And remember, it is for freedom that Christ has set us free. Stand firm.